477-2616 is the calling number. And once again, that's 301-477-2616. We are on Facebook live at the moment. We are on IG live at the moment. And I'm about to get on Twitter at the moment, man. So we in here and we live. We all over. We nationwide right now with Melissa Young. And Miss Young, introduce yourself. Let's hop right into this thing.
Hello, everybody. My name is Melissa Young. I'm the grandmother of Relisha Rudd.
Okay. Now, what I want to do, Miss Young, we all are familiar with your granddaughter's case here. But what I want to do, I want to get some dates and some time frames to start this whole thing off as far as the disappearance of Relisha Rudd. So what day and year did Relisha Rudd go missing?
Okay. It's conflicting with the dates because they got March the 1st, 2014, but her actual missing date is March the 19th, 2014. That's the actual day that he fled before.
Okay. Now, when you say he fled with her, he, who might that be?
Speaking about Mr. Khalil Tatem.
Okay. And once again, y'all, call the numbers 301-477-2616. Now, who was Mr. Tatem?
He was the janitor at DC General Shelter.
Mm-hmm. The janitor at DC General Shelter where your family was staying.
Yes.
Oh, what was his relationship with Relisha?
Nothing. He's no kin to her. He's not her father. He's just somebody that worked at the shelter.
So what happened as far as with Relisha Rudd and Mr. Tatem?
Well, when I actually found out that he was taking her, it was a year after that they were in the shelter.
Okay, just tell us about that day that she actually went missing. Give us a little bit of insight on, leading up to her disappearance. Like, I'm going to say a couple of days, before. Just give us a little insight on,
Well, I can't really speak about what led to her disappearance, but he called me on March the 19th, 2014, and I actually spoke with her. He told me what she had prepared for breakfast for him and his family. He said she had prepared toast, eggs, bacon, etc. And I explained to him that we don't allow her to do no cooking unless it was an adult there to supervise. So when she got on the phone, she was excited. She was, my nana, my nana, my nana. She told me what she cooked. Actually, she set the house on fire. She said no. He told me he would meet me at 5 when they came from the mall so I could take Relisha back to the DC General, but he never showed up with her.
Oh, my God.
Now, we are here, y'all, on Phocuzradio. Download that free app, Hustle Firm Radio, in-depth exclusive interview with the grandmother of Relisha Rudd, Melissa Young. Now, 301-477-2616. Please call in and speak with Miss Young. Now, I just want to ask, how did he even... Gotta call her. You are now tuned in to Phocuzradio. How you doing? And who are we speaking with on Phocuzradio?
My name is Anita.
Anita, and calling from? Georgia. Okay, thank you, man. Want to say shout out to Georgia. Hey, y'all, we nationwide here. Thanks for downloading this app, Hustle Firm Radio. Did you have a question for Miss Young?
Yes, I do have a question.
Go ahead with your question, Miss Anita.
Why was Melissa with Mr. Tatum in the beginning?
That's a question that her mother would have to answer because I don't know really how he came in contact with them or how he came about having her in, around to spend time with him and his family. I didn't find out about him having her for a year after she had been into the shelter. Wow. And that was before everything started with her disappearing. I actually found out in 2013 that she was going with him. And when I found out, I did say something to her mother.
Okay, well, my understanding was that she was with him on a regular basis. I mean, that's what they put it in the news.
She was going with him on a regular basis, but I didn't find out about it until 2013. She actually started going with him, from my understanding, back in 2012 after they had moved into the shelter. So I didn't find out about it until 2013 when I saw him bringing her back, and I asked her mother, why was she with him, told her it didn't look right, and what the circumstances would happen if something happened. Her words to me was, that's her child, I couldn't tell her what to do, she can let her go with who she wanted to go with, and I told her, sing that same rap song to the Child Protective Service when they get on your case.
Did she have a reason? Did she have a reason for letting Relisha go with Tatem?
I don't even know what her reasons were, but from my understanding and from hearing from different people, I don't know if there's any truth in it that her and Tatem was supposed to have been involved and that he was also paying her cell phone. So I don't know if there's any truth in it. When I tried to talk to her about those accusations of what people were saying, she wouldn't give me no answers.
You still with us, Miss Anita?
Yes, I am.
Did they have some type of relationship? I mean, did she know him prior to the shelter, coming into the shelter?
No, ma'am. Me nor Shamika knew Tatum prior to her coming into the shelter.
Okay.
I just wish I could gain an understanding why a child, especially a girl, would be permitted to go with a man in any form. And the family should know where the child is and why she was with this stranger.
Well, dealing with Shamika is somewhat, how would I put it? I'm just going to say troublesome. Because when you talk to her about her allowing her children to go with people that I myself don't know, like I just said, she would give you a whole lot of backlash and be like, these are my MFing children, you can't tell me what the F to do. So I would leave her alone. And I wouldn't say no more to her about it.
Now let me ask you, Ms. Young. It was some other things surrounded with this case in the disappearance of Relisha Rudd. Now, Tatem committed suicide.
From my understanding, he was supposed to commit suicide.
And along with his wife, has supposedly murdered.
Yes, he was supposed to have murdered his wife. From my understanding, but I don't, I'm not really going to speak on that because the case is still open.
Right.
But I have other beliefs that I choose not to share.
Okay.
Because whenever I share them, they'll either say I'm protecting someone and I'm not.
So you haven't gained much support.
No.
From MPD.
No.
That's what it sounds like.
No. In 3 years, we haven't heard anything from MPD since. The last time we heard from them, this is now 2017, we have not heard from them since 2014.
Wow.
And let me iterate and say, Melissa did come to me earlier on when I first connected with her, and she stated to me that she didn't have certain information in Relisha's case, and I'm glad she's here because she can verify that, the information that she asked me to get for her, I got for her. Because, I feel like this, nobody should be denied certain information when it comes to things like this. And you all already know I advocate for Relisha, Christian Muse, and, whoever else I can advocate for. And she expressed to me when I first met her that she had a concern because she was not, or they were not getting information from the Metropolitan Police Department. So, of course, me being who I am, I got the information for her to be able to have access to that information. And she knows, and over the time that I've known her, I have been, as helpful as I can to them with this situation. Because, if you want to know, it's certain things that, I'm just going on Unique's situation. Like I told her, ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't have my daughter's case number, because I'll be standing out in the front of headquarters.
That was a problem. That was a problem, Michelle.
I didn't have the case number. I didn't know who the detective was.
So they wouldn't allow you any of that information.
When they found evidence that every resident that they went to he had, they didn't call the family and say, look, we found this, can you come and identify to see if it's Relisha's? They didn't do none of that.
Wow. So you never really even had a fair chance and even...
It's puzzling with Tatum and his wife ending up dead. So where's Relisha?
Nobody knows.
Can I interject right there?
Sure, Miss Needy. Still with us?
Yes, I'm still here. In the beginning, when it first happened and Tatum was found, it was reported that Tatum had 2 bullet wounds.
Yeah.
So the probability of him killing himself was kind of high there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So there's
Yeah.
other factors that are known that haven't been, rectified at all because he might have killed his wife, but he didn't kill himself twice.
Yeah, and they also said that he was like inside of a sleeping bag with a blanket thrown on top of him. So I mean, with that story, even if that story, is true, how in the world could he have, shot himself in the head and zipping up the sleeping bag and then threw the blanket on top of him?
Yeah.
So it's like...
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly, because when they had the last search, the young lady who came out with the dogs, she asked me, did I know where Tatum's body was found at? And I told her no, and she took me and showed me. And the same thing you just said, I didn't see any blood at all.
Wow.
So,
I mean, the whole thing was just weird to me to start with. It just seems to be like, for the whole scenario to be placed as
it's puzzling. Right, I'm trying
for him to commit suicide. That just seems a little bit too convenient for me. You understand what I'm saying? It's too convenient.
But, I'm not in D.C., I'm in Georgia, but there needs to be some marks on the street faces.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, now, just bringing awareness to it. That's why, we have, taken it upon ourselves, to make Phocuzradio a platform, to get these stories out here because it's like they're just fading away. Nobody is, it's not, everybody is not involved, the way that they should be to bring this to the national front, for people to know really what's going on. We advocate, and we do everything that we can do, but, it's like, it's hard, it's hard,
I can speak for, Unique's case, until they realized that Miss Harris wasn't going to just go away. I got a lot of, what I consider to be situations that I should not have had to deal with.
Right.
So I can definitely, testify on that part that, is certain, and we can understand that there's certain information that the police department can't disclose, to not compromise the investigation. Right. But on the same hand, like I've told every detective on Unique's case, as long as I know that my daughter's case is actively being worked and not just sitting up on somebody's desk collecting dust, then, I can live with not knowing certain things because, to be honest with you, if I know certain things, I'm frightened myself of what I would do. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
To find out, the situation and the scenario surrounding Unique's situation. But it can be a very, very, frustrating.
Yeah, just through this whole, this whole journey, since we have been advocating and, out here just, trying to bring awareness to, our critically missing cases in the DMV area. I have learned so much, and how much y'all really, really have to, the things, y'all really have to fight.
Exactly.
And it's like, they don't have categories, for your missing children and, it's just all kinds of stuff.
But I think it's different.
Man.
I think it's kind of different with Relisha Rudd case because now I'm thinking, now you have Tatum dead, right? Tatem, him and his wife dead. Where's Relisha? I think Relisha is alive. I really do.
I really think that.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out, Miss Young. Now we've already got to the part. Okay, Shamika maybe not having a relationship with Tatem for whatever reason. We don't know what happened. We know they had some type of relationship. Now it goes deeper with your daughter, as you know. Why would she do this? These are the questions everybody has, right? Why would she do this? But we're going to step away from that, and I want to know what are your thoughts as far as your granddaughter, as far as Relisha Rudd, right now. What do you think?
Well, as far as my thoughts go, sometimes I have mixed feelings. And when I say mixed feelings, because sometimes I be thinking that she's no longer with us, and sometimes I feel that she's still with us. So it's hard for me to really say what my thoughts are because of my feelings. One minute, I have where, okay, she's coming home, we're going to find her, and then the next minute it's, I got to get ready to make some more arrangements. So I have mixed thoughts on the whole situation because I don't really know.
Yeah.
And too many people have been, saying too many different things as far as her being alive. Then one minute they say she's dead. So I don't know, really what to believe anymore in her situation.
Now let me ask you this, Miss Young. Your relationship with Shamika, your daughter.
Well,
because I'm glad I have you here, because I have you here, a piece of Relisha Rudd.
Right.
You feel me? So I wanna know, because now I'm feeling you are the only one advocating.
Right.
And
Exactly.
just the things like Anita said, with everything that went down with Tatem and the whole situation. That's why I said we're gonna step away from that. Okay, she let Relisha go. We're gonna step away from all of that. I want to know. I'm curious, because this has got to be.
Yeah, it's got to be
Well,
like the
I mean, for you to
hardest
even
thing.
tell us what went down with their relationship with your daughter, and Relisha and Tatem. I want to know how.
you asked about the relationship with me and Shamika. Okay, well, everybody already knows that all of my kids grew up in foster care. So Shamika hasn't been with me in 17 years. When Shamika came home, we got our relationship back. In fact, when she was pregnant with her, she had me move in with her. Everywhere Shamika lived, I was there except for 2 places. Shamika always wanted me with her. When Relisha was born, she didn't want nobody else to cut her baby's cord. She wanted me to do it. We had an awesome relationship up until 2015, I want to say, 2015, when he jumped her baby father and his mother over at a vigil for my granddaughter. We just, after the restraining order was lifted, because I took a restraining order out on her, but I couldn't get one on the other two. And I refused to pay for a piece of paper for the other two. I paid for it for my daughter because, see, I knew I would seriously hurt her if I didn't get one. But me and her relationship now is awesome. We're getting along real good. The only thing I just can't get her to do is open up and talk to me about the situation.
I know you have, through this whole ordeal, you have been through a lot.
Yeah, because like I say, it's just where is and it's just it's puzzling with the Tatem and his wife just end up dead. Where's Relisha? And then I mean, me and Rose had went back and researched everything, even the footage.
Right.
The media showed. You just get so many different stories. And I'm glad I got you here. I'm glad I got Miss Valencia here.
Yes.
I'm glad you guys came to Phocuzradio to let them know what's happening. And I'm glad I have you here, Michelle, because like I say now, and I feel like you're the only one.
Right.
You said you got jumped.
Right, I got jumped.
Yeah.
I'm not going to release.
No, you don't have to do all that.
Gotta read slow names.
But I'm just saying, I'm not. You don't have to do all that. You don't do all that. But I'm just. And this is for the fight for your granddaughter.
Yes. And the only thing I did was brought my mother to the vigil. I didn't even go interact with my daughter or the other two people. I didn't say nothing to them.
Wow.
At a vigil that she went to.
At a vigil.
I was actually, matter of fact, when everything went down, I was actually talking to another resident when 2 girls from the Relisha Rudd task force called my name. That's how they wound up. Everything started to kick off. When they called my name, I simply turned around, responded. First thing she said, "Where's Relisha?" I don't know. Then I looked at her, "Why are you asking about my granddaughter? I don't know you." What you getting defensive for? I need to know why you're asking.
Right,
Or whatever.
Right.
You just don't simply walk up to nobody
and ask them, right.
Especially in a situation
like
that.
that. Yes.
Next thing I do, I
defensive
seen one of the persons who assaulted me. Once he assaulted me, that's when I hit him back. I got put in handcuffs, but they didn't.
Wow.
They simply told the police that I assaulted them, and they were the ones that assaulted me. If it wasn't for my mother, I would have been locked up.
Wow. People, they have, said that you played kind of a part in things. And, I just want you to, just tell your story, Miss Young,
For everybody that's tuned in, for those that know me, and for
Phocuzradio.
those that don't know me, I love all of my grandchildren. Relisha was my only granddaughter. There was no way possible that I would do anything or if I had anything to do with her disappearance. The way I was with my children when they was growing up, that's how I was with Shamika's children. Had I been at DC General, she would have never been going with them. In fact, when they went into the shelter, I literally slept in my car near DC General to be with them. I slept in my car for 2 years while they were over there. Would not leave DC General property while my kids was there. I got sick. I wound up with pneumonia doing this until Shamika made me go on the inside where it was warm at. But that still didn't keep me from this. I would never harm a child. In fact, since this case has been going on, I still have everybody's child around me. Does that sound like a person that was involved with anything? Because a person that's involved with something, I wouldn't dare trust them with my child. Would you?
You're right.
I would.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it's... Let me clear something up for you right quick, Miss Nita, if you don't mind. Far as the school, how the school wound up calling, how they got any information on Tatem, because that was also reported that I was turning in falsified handwritten notes to the school so Relisha can be excused for her absence. I don't believe in doing handwritten notes. I always make sure I get the paper from the school. So if anything was to happen, they can it'll be on legal and binding document because it's on the letterhead of the school. When I took Mika's kids, boys, to school because Relisha didn't go to school. Me and her went. The social worker of the school spotted me and asked me where was their mother. I said, she's in the building. She took the baby to his class. I went and got her. He asked her in front of me, where was Relisha? She kept telling him, oh, she with her godfather. But to make a long story short, I'm the one who provided the school with Tatem's number. I'm the one who gave Jim Tatem's name. I never told, she told him that he was a doctor, but it was reported that I said he was a doctor. But yeah, it was reported that I said he was a doctor. It was. Yeah. It really was. Mm-hmm. But that came from Shamika. Just like they were trying to find out where was her discharge papers at when I took her to children's emergency room back in February. I had gave her all of the paperwork, the discharge papers, the prescriptions, and everything. I took her home with me. From February the 10th to February 26th, she stayed with me. On February 26th, she asked me, can she go to her Aunt Ashley's house? I called her mother and asked her if it would be okay if she went. My daughter said yes, so I took her to her Aunt Ashley's house. On March the 1st, she stayed up Ashley's from The time I took her up there, February 26th to March the 1st, that's when Mika came and picked her up, did her hair, said she was taking her to a doctor's appointment. She never took her to a doctor's appointment. She took her Relisha, and she went and met up with Tatem with her. So that's why it's like conflicting dates. Because when she took Relisha on March the 1st, she had called me, I think, I had called her because the kids was invited to a birthday party. On March the 16th, the only kids that accompanied me to the birthday party was her 3 boys. Relisha was supposed to have went, but she had sent Relisha back to Tatem. And me and her aunt had to start making appointments just to get Relisha. Whenever we wanted her, she was never there. But she always told her kid's father that Relisha was with me.
Hey y'all, this is only. I'm sorry. Did you say something, Miss Nita? I want to say thank you for calling in. Never know who's listening. She also had insight, Miss Anita, calling all the way from Georgia, right here to Phocuzradio.
Thank you, Miss Anita.
This is only part 1, Miss Anita. I'm definitely gonna get Miss Young back in here, man. We're gonna have a part 2, and we're gonna get some closure. Just like with Unique, we're gonna do the same thing with Relisha. And want to say thank you, Miss Young. Phone lines are always open here at Phocuzradio, 301-477-2616. And you heard it first, exclusive in-depth interview with Melissa Young, grandmother of Relisha Rudd.
Yes.
Coming up next, y'all, we got Afi Gasson in the building. Activist, advocate, radio host, businesswoman, everything, all of the above in the fight for domestic violence. So she also has a story to tell. So she'll be up next. And after that, we'll be in the building. We're bringing our children home part 2 with Miss Valencia Harris. And we'll be talking about what Miss Harris got going on. You know, every week she come, man, she doing something new and something improved, something brand new. Setting a new trend for bringing the children home each and every week. And like I say, download that free app, man. Simple as ABC, easy as 1, 2, 3. Hustle, Firm, Radio. And we into the tunes.